Nou ja, ons het vroeër die week weer gesels met ons Europese korrespondent Gloria Bonafonte om uit te vind wat die jongste nuus uit Europa is vanuit 'n plaaslike perspektief. En ons het eerstens gefokus op spoedlimiete in Frankryk.
If you plan to travel in France, you'll have to know that from September, probably the whole service of radars will be privatized. This is going to start this week. They will start making testings with civilians. Up until now, the service was in charge, people in charge of the service were the authorities, the security forces, but they don't have enough agents. And radars right now are being used, mobile radars, like in cars. They're being used only 1 hour per day, which is not much. And with the new system, with the citizens driving them, they will be used for 8 hours per day, which is much more. Of course, that will increase also the sanctions. And this new system means that you will not recognize the car. The car is going to be like any other car, and the driver will not have a uniform or a vest or anything. So you really have to you have to drive safely if you do it in France from September. Until now, the security forces in France had only 400 cars for the whole country, which is not much. And with this new system, they hope to double that amount. The itineraries will be also given by the administration and provided with a GPS in the car. So all the drivers have to do is follow the itinerary, and the automatic system will make the sanctions, always in motion.
Volgens Gloria is daar blykbaar ook slegte nuus vir Europese vegetariërs.
Vegetarians in Europe are going to have a bad time in the next months. Remember that snow that was falling in Italy only a few weeks ago? Well, it means now it was not only in Italy, it's also in Spain. Spain is producing 80% of the vegetables that Europe consumes. And because of the snow and because of floods in the southern part of Spain, now vegetables are not available to the public. There are very few vegetables, and the prices have increased up to 40% more. This means that in countries like in the United Kingdom, they're suffering. They just don't have vegetables. They started importing them from the United States, and Italy is also importing instead of exporting, which is very weird. The crops for the end of the year might be compromised too, because the seeds were placed under the ground before the snow. So we might not have enough vegetables either for the end of the year.
Laastens het Gloria oor IJsland gesels. Dis blykbaar nie 'n goeie plek vir walvisse nie.
Iceland is a country where tourists are coming more and more. They're visiting more and more often. Last year, the amount was 2 million people. This year is planned to be 2.5 million. 12% of those visitors eat whale meat because they think it's a traditional dish, which is not the case. But the only company that is whale hunting is hunting. Last year they had like 46 whales, which is a huge amount of whales compared to previous years. And most of that meat is for the tourists because Icelanders don't eat it. Most of the Icelanders just don't eat that meat. There's another company that is trying to save those whales, and it's called Ice Whale. And they're making efforts like with campaigns like "Meet Us, Don't Eat Us." And the problem is that they're both operating very close. So the touristic tours are going to the ocean, and 20 kilometers far away, the whale hunting company is chasing those whales too. Most of the Icelanders, though, support this whale hunting because they come from, it's a fishing nation. They've always been living on fishing. And most of them think it's good to preserve the balance in the ocean.
Ter aan die groot ontbyt se Europese korrespondent Gloria Bonafonte vanuit Barcelona, Spanje. Ons gee volgende Vrydag weer vir jou 'n oorsig oor die jongste nuus uit Europa vanuit 'n plaaslike perspektief.